Salutations, everyone. Today I'd like to talk about bullies. Bullies are everywhere, in every country, at every workplace, everywhere. You're always going to have that insecure little boy deep down inside, because that's exactly what bullies are. Try to find an easy target to push around. I'm sure we've had videos on this many times. I'm just going to give my perspective on what happens to them. Because eventually we know they're always going to run into a bigger, badder bully out there. Or they're going to run into the wrong nice guy who's had enough. You see them in every walk of life, and I see often in the pseudo alpha male world of self-improvement. You know, these guys that work out, get buff, make a lot of money, coaching people. And you got a couple of them in particular that are no different than any bully at a workplace or anywhere else, that like to talk down to people, that pay them literally $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 to be called a piece of shit, asshole motherfucker on a Zoom call or a phone call. Wow, where do I sign up to become a man? I'm going to have this guy teach me about manhood and making money and working out. And then they make these long, boring videos of lifting weights. Look, I lift weights, and I'll post a short every now and then of certain workouts. I never see too many people posting about neck workouts. No, the neck is important, especially in my sport of grappling. You should have a strong neck. But besides the point, I don't look like a typical target that somebody would bully or push around. I know who the targets are usually. Prim and proper looking guys. One or two of them may surprise you. And I saw it in school. This guy used to push around this one other guy who was my friend for a bit after school. After we were done with school, we even worked together, we hung out together and whatnot. You know, back in the day when I used to partake in hedonistic activities like strip clubs and big waste of time and money bullshit activities like that. And I just remember he tied a spike bracelet to his hand with a bandana around it, and he knew that guy was going to come at him after lunch. Now this guy even bullied a bunch of us too, even myself. I was not a very big guy in junior high, and easy target to push around. And all I remember is he pushed him up against the fence for like the second time, and then my friend just cocked back and fucking punched him. I mean, he just overhand right, and then again, and again, and again. And then they ended up in a grapple. Now, the other guy was bigger than him, so the guy got him in a headlock, obviously. That's what happens when you're overwhelmed with punches. You know, you go to desperate mode and survival mode, and he got him on the ground with a headlock, and then my friend was still hitting him in the head while he was being held down in the headlock. It got broken up, but I just remember there was a little bit of blood on him, and then my friend took the spike bracelet, threw it on top of the roof of the school so nobody could find it. It was gone, evidence not there. And I just remember that fight, and I remember bringing it up. I'm like, dude, you are the man. You put him in his fucking place. You did what other people won't do. Bullies can only get away with it for so long. So that brings me back to the point of these pseudo alpha males that lift weights, get puffy from anabolic enhancements, tell you it's just diet. God knows what they're stacking at the pharmacy. And you want to be just like them. Sure, if that guy knows how to make money, great. But the last thing I'm going to fucking do is pay a man $30,000 for him to call me all kinds of names and this and that and the other thing. And then when he ran into the wrong guys, they challenge him to a fight. And then talks about, if I lose, I don't lose gracefully. I'll come back and smoke you. Yeah, spoken like a typical pussy. These kind of guys. I'll come back with a gun and shoot you. It only takes this much muscle to do that, right? That's it. There's your force. And then you go away. Was it really worth all that? How about you just don't get into fights? But these guys, these types of guys, these so-called tough guys, and that, I don't even know what world that is. They call it red pill, they call it this, they call it that. I mean, the red pill has some good points. I believe in the adult pill. Try taking one of those. And I don't know how far that whole ideology can go. The hustle culture, the get buff, get ripped, you know, finagle women, you know, make sure that you acquiesce to their feministic bullshit ways. Because if something goes wrong in the relationship, it's your fault as the man. She takes no accountability. Basically, all I see are a bunch of simps. Now, some of them, like I said, they got good points and they do bring up good topics, and not all of them are bullies that want to push guys around. But like I said, when you do make bold statements, you're always going to have somebody out there. If you're one of those guys that likes to intimidate people, I mean, these same type of guys will walk into an MMA gym and want to challenge a guy to a fight because he's a street fighter. You know, and you see what happens to those guys. They get the brakes beat off of them. That's like the dumbest thing you could do, is walk into a boxing gym or an MMA gym and just start challenging people. I've had those challenges for grappling before. And it didn't work out too well for the other guy. But I've had my taste of humble pie, not because I was being a bully, but I learned. So, guys, I will tell you, and this is free information. Yes, try to build your body, train martial arts, read a lot of books that matter. That's it. Be polite, treat people with kindness and respect. It'll take you far in life. You don't have to be a nice guy. But bullies are insecure men that don't know how to fight. And bullies that do know how to fight, there's other guys out there that they're gonna fuck with that know how to fight too. And they'll get taken down. Good always defeats evil. It always does. You know, or you got this other guy, MMA fighter. I don't like to drop names. One of the most world-renowned MMA fighters, punching guys at bars, picking on people that he knows won't fight back, and not taking fights with tougher opponents that he knows that could potentially embarrass him in front of his family and everybody else, which has happened to him a couple times already. Just completely embarrassed him. But deep down, everybody's good, man. Deep down, even the bullies. But they feel so insignificant. And their egomaniacal behavior is going to put them in the clink. Somebody has to call you out. If you're one of these guys, somebody is going to call you out. Somebody's going to put you in your place, and somebody's going to embarrass you. And it could be a good man who will embarrass you and take your girlfriend and show her a real good time. She'll realize that she was dating a pussy. To me, it's unbelievable how these guys think they can go throughout life pushing folk around that are just trying to get through their day. You see a lot of that in the workplace. So much of that in the workplace. You know, where you're in retail or you're waiting on a customer, and the other customer is so entitled that they talk down to you, they talk shit to you, and it's like, look, man, what are we doing here? You know, would you say that to that man, locked in a room with him, bone on bone? Then don't say it to him in a situation, a social setting, where you know that you can get away with it. That is the coward's path. Bullies are absolute trash. That's all I got today. I'm going to smoke a cigar and ponder on the Almighty. You all have a great day. Much love.